Did you know that the 2024 general elections in India had an impact all the way to Wall Street, the world's most important financial district? Investors are keen to understand how coalition NDA government will influence the Indian economy, given that major companies like aerospace, Nvidia, Starbucks and Apple are making significant moves in India. Don't worry guys, we have analyzed how the NDA coalition government will affect the economy and the 11 business sectors that might boom. We have also explored the potential impact if the India alliance comes to the power. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Your small clicks will help us in big ways to make more free and informative content. Now, let's dive in and unbox success.
It was quite a dramatic day. It began with political pundits warming up for a BJP landslide, but as the initial trend started pouring in, the market stand.
Defying expectations and poll predictions, millions of voters in India have issued a decisive mandate.
Well, India's Prime Minister has claimed victory in the country's election, but the performance of his party, the BJP, has fallen well short of expectations.
It is a hat-trick for India's incumbent Prime Minister. Narendra Modi has claimed victory and a historic third term.
NDA की लगातार तीसरी बार सरकार बननी तय है।
Do not want Mr. Narendra Modi and Mr. Amit Shah.
So the question is, what will be the government's policy agenda and which sectors to watch out for? We studied what the major experts and analysts had to say about the current situation so that you know exactly what kind of business environment to expect for the next 5 years. Although Nifty took a nearly 9% plunge and investor lost around 31 trillion rupees, things are getting better and the graphs are going green across Nifty and Sensex. So, if you are an investor, don't lose your hopes. Analysts at Motilal Oswal expect that the new NDA government to maintain its policy agenda. But yes, there will be some adjustments. Motilal Oswal think that the government will revive public consumption and provide major tax relief to revive confidence in BJP and NDA. You can also expect simpler GST rule. In his victory speech, Prime Minister Modi spoke about reforms and growth, particularly in infrastructure and domestic manufacturing. On the other hand, Achal Jethmalani from RBL Bank predicts faster reforms due to narrow margin of victory, which will benefit the banking and financial sector. The BJP government lost almost 50 seats in the Hindi belt, 29 in UP, 10 in Rajasthan, 5 in Haryana and Bihar each, and 2 in Punjab. Because of this, analysts anticipate a shift towards populist measures to address rural stress while maintaining core policies. Rupen Rajguru of Julius Baer India highlighted a continued emphasis on domestic manufacturing and infrastructure, with added focus on boosting rural consumption. In the near term, market attention will focus on key cabinet appointments. In other words, the growth will not stop and India will continue to remain one of the fastest growing economies. But let's check out the sectors that you need to watch out for. First, let's talk about infrastructure. If the current government stays in power, expect a boost in infrastructure growth. They have ramped up capital expenditure to 11.1 trillion for financial year 2024 and 25. This could boost trade, improve financial stability and attract foreign investments. Companies like PNC and L&T Infratech are likely to benefit. Secondly, let's talk about power and renewable energy sector. The renewable energy sector holds a massive potential. The PM Suryodaya Yojana in the 2024 interim budget allocates 10,000 crores to solar energy, which can only mean one thing, a super strong growth. Third, let's see how banking and financial sector will perform. All banks, including state-owned banks like SBI, Bank of Baroda, and private banks like HDFC also saw a major loss in share price. But as of now, the banking sector remains promising post-elections, which makes them a relatively safe investment. India's current account deficit are expected to drop to 1% of GDP. Following this, RBI will bring down interest rate. This sector looks appealing. Plus, fiscal deficit will probably not increase beyond 5.1%. Fourth, let's see what impact will the tourism and hospitality sector have. Tourism and hospitality are set for growth after the elections. In 2022, tourism contributed about 4.6% of GDP or 15 trillion to the economy. In fact, government schemes like Swadesh Darshan, Ramayan Circuit and Krishna Circuit will also support this sector. Fifth is the healthcare sector. Although much is to be done for the healthcare front, healthcare schemes like Janani Shishu Suraksha Karyakram and Ayushman Bharat are bound to bring in more investments. For example, Mankind Pharma's price were at 2,128 rupees on June 3rd, a day before the result when the exit polls boomed the share market, and it was stable at 2,185 rupees on June 5th, a day after the results. So, healthcare is a safer bet. Coming to one of the most important sectors, defense. India's defense budget has been increasing with over 6 lakh crores allocated in the interim budget, a 4.72% of increase from the financial year 23-24. The government encourages foreign investments in defense and it potentially leads to increased FDI. Modi 3.0 will focus on expanding and modernizing railway infrastructure. Station development and high-speed rail projects are priorities. Big companies will be involved in these projects because the National Rail Plan 2030 aims to invest 50 lakh crores in railways. The other important sector to watch out for is oil and gas. The BJP government promotes increased domestic oil and gas production. Initiatives like the Pradhan Mantri Urja Ganga project and the hydrocarbon exploration and licensing policies aimed to boost operations and enhance energy security for gas companies. Moving forward to the PSU or public sector banks. Modi 3.0 will accelerate these reforms and will improve financial health, lending capacity and asset quality. For example, in the past 5 years, SBI has seen a growth of 140% in its share price. Now, coming to the startup sector. With sectors like EdTech, HealthTech and FinTech attracting substantial investments and schemes like Startup India, the BJP government will focus on ease of doing business and creating a favorable environment for the growth in its third term. The last sector to watch out for is ethanol. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari is paying some super serious attention to using ethanol as an alternate fuel. And the visionary man aims for 20% ethanol blending in petrol and diesel by 2025. You could see Indian Oil Corporation ethanol plant seeing a substantial growth. So, these sectors should be something on your mind. But bear in mind, share market's nature is to be unpredictable. You can calculate a lot and still it might surprise you. But the $1 million question is, what would happen if India Alliance comes to power? Why am I posing this question? Well, before I get to the economics of it, let me tell you the politics behind it. Now, BJP has 240 seats and NDA has 293. With that in mind, the biggest NDA partners after BJP are Mr. Naidu's TDP and Mr. Nitish Kumar's JDU with 16 and 12 seats. Both these parties are politically centered or moderates, unlike the ruling NDA government, which is a politically right party. Now, we also know the history of Nitish Kumar and his habits of switching sides for political gains. If by chance these two stop supporting the government in the near future, then NDA will reduce to 265 seats, 7 seats behind the majority mark of 272. If that happens and the India Alliance forms a government, then it will have a huge impact on the economy. Well, the Indian economy will face the same problems it may face with the coalition NDA government, but on a greater scale. You see, with coalition government, policy paralysis comes into the picture. Additionally, populist measures will affect investors' growth, which is also a concern with the present government. But at the end of the day, an India Alliance government might be able to help with increasing equity and financial equality because of its measures like increasing the spending capacity, which may boost the economy. NDA and BJP are seen as capitalists like the Americans, and Congress and its allies are seen as socialists. But this is a topic for another video. For more crisp and on-point insights on similar topics, stick around with us and don't forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons if you haven't already.